race back to your phone calls here. And then I'm going to hit in the final segment some other news I haven't gotten to yet. Briefly here, I want to remind listeners that in the month of July, we are offering 5.3, that's over 5 months free, to the InfoWars Nightly News subscription, 7 o'clock weeknights, all the films, ebooks, a bunch of other independent films, you name it, in HD. Site's been up for 13 years. I've been on air 19. But prisonplanet.tv, InfoWarsNews.com. You can sign up right now. We usually only run this special in December. We're running it in the month of July right now because it's so popular. A lot of folks are signing up, and each membership can be used by 11 people simultaneously with your passcode. So it's 1 cent a day per user. Prisonplanet.tv, that just pays for the bandwidth. Help support the very tip of the spear in the info war. Help buy your war bonds to promote the Republic. Prisonplanet.tv or InfoWarsNews.com. And you can always call toll-free to get the ProPure water filtration systems with promo code WATER, 10% off. The nascent iodine, the Super Male Vitality, all the great products, 888-253-3139. We're still running that special where you get a free stainless steel stand with all the ProPure products with 10% off as well. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. But it's got to be 1,000 original great items now at InfoWarsStore.com, whether it's high-quality solar-powered shortwave radios, whether it's high-quality non-GMO storable foods, whether it's high-quality non-hybrid organic seeds, fruit tree seeds, you name it, it's all at InfoWarsStore.com. And that's how we fund ourselves the good old-fashioned way, funding it by selling high-quality products at extremely competitive prices. So shop with your dollars or be a victim to the system. Molon Lambe. Okay, let's go back to the calls here on this Sunday edition. Ironhead in Washington. Thanks for calling and holding. You're on the air.
Hey there, Kimosabi. Ever wake up feeling like you've taken a bad drug and wound up on the Ship of Fools?
I do feel like that. That's another great Robert Plant song, Ship of Fools. I mean, where do you think all this is going? The madness we're witnessing. What'd you call in about?
Well, to answer your question, that's exactly what your question was. I'm going to answer the question with a somewhat rhetorical question, but you'll know where I'm going when I lay it out. What do you do? How do we identify when we've reached the bifurcation point, the tipping point, all the times in history where everybody could have done, would have done, should have done, didn't do, wound up looking in the rearview mirror saying, this is really ugly. What do you do beforehand? How do you identify it? And then what is the reaction point at which you do something in a very orchestrated manner? And then if you want to answer that, then I'll give you my solution set.
Yeah, let me give you my take on that, Ironhead. For those that don't travel a lot outside the U.S., most countries are hellish. In Asia, Africa, Latin America. They're just hellish. The only good places in the world are like Japan, Russia to some extent, and it's pretty bad. Western Europe, some of the Mediterranean, South Africa, the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. And that's only about 1 billion of the people in the world. Another 6 billion plus live in hell. And the political class has decided to checkmate the Democratic class here in the West by just bringing in people that don't know any better and will be political pawns to vote however they're told. And we have an insane elite. That's why we're in so much trouble. It's like Hitler attacking all those countries when he had Germany, and Germany was doing great. It was a power trip. Why did he do it? He was nuts. Why did the communists do what they did? They were a criminal elite. The globalists have primed everything where when the violence starts, they'll blame it on us. That's why they always stage it themselves to blame us. So we don't want violence to break out. There does come a point where they're coming to take it to the re-education center, which the Democratic Party and Clintons and the Weathermen openly called for. And they're gearing up for that. That's how nuts they are. But the longer we can stay out of that, the more we're winning. Congress has a 7% approval rating. The political class is absolutely hated. Obama is hated. Republican leadership's teamed up with Obama to try to block the libertarian movement and the Tea Party. There's a real battle going on. We're winning on a bunch of fronts. They haven't run a bunch of false flags yet because every time they do, our people are watching and we blow their operation. So we've really got them intimidated. They're pretty freaked out right now. And most people that work in the FBI, CIA, police department, bureaucracy are not even bad. In fact, most of them have decompartmentalized because stuff's gotten so obvious. This show has helped. Others have helped. We deserve a lot of the credit, which I don't want. It's kind of dangerous. But in the vein of honesty, I'll tell you, we've hit the zeitgeist in a very vicious way against the elite. And the eye of Sauron is upon this broadcast. They do not like us. So that mere fact shows the power of the people. Because I'm really nothing special at the end of the day, except for the fact that I don't want to be a slave and I've studied the establishment. Anyone can do that. Once you start studying reality instead of World Cup and Dancing with the Stars and how to act cool, you become a member of the elite. Because it's only been the elite that study that, and usually it's corrupt elites. The average person working for the system doesn't want to destroy their life or future. But the elite's corruption was so bad, people didn't want to believe it because it was over the top. They judged the world by how they thought and by what they stood for. And so there was no way the elite was that bad. But now it's admitted. Now we're kind of the deer in the headlights moment. But we're not a deer. We're humans. If we get out of the headlights, adjust to what's happening, adapt, overcome, improvise, and say no to this system, this counterfeit, fraudulent, con artist system where things are based on fraud, not on reality. If we overthrow intellectually this system, tyranny will vanish like evil spirits at dawn, to quote Thomas Jefferson. So it is an inside job. The world changes individual by individual. And the system thinks we're so dumb, they openly fund Al-Qaeda worldwide. They openly fund tyranny. They openly are trying to attack Christians worldwide. People are already rejecting this. We're all just atomized individuals. We have to realize we are together. We have to identify with each other. We need to stop infighting with each other about what race we are. We need to come together around a Bill of Rights and Constitution and realize the globalists are dominating us via balkanization. So that's the short answer to your very important question.
And like Thoreau said, each man is a light unto himself, and if he gives up his own light, then we all go blinking out into Never Never Land when we all come together and bring it forth as one unified whole.
Exactly. I mean, the enemy is taking over right now and is so naked out of weakness. They're attempting a total finishing act right now because they're on fire. We are blowing the daylights out of them. We need, I mean, I'm not just saying that. We are kicking their ass. I'm sorry, go ahead and finish up.
No, you hit the nail on the head. There is a collective unified consciousness. You know, I am in the Father, as the Father is in me, as I am in you. Or if you don't like the Father, I am in the field, as the field is in me, as I am in you. There is a unified whole coming together, and that is the light.
No, that's it, exactly. Self-preservation is the most powerful instinct in the universe. And everyone working for the system knows they're screwing themselves. So there's a major rebellion. It's here. The globalists think they're going to ride that into some socialist thing where they're going to take our rebellion and feed it off into a fake socialist revolution. It ain't going to happen. People want freedom. And people like men that lead. They like women that lead. They like strength. They like honor. And we will have it. Humanity will survive. We will not fall. The eye has not seen, ear has not heard what God has in store for us. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Hey, now you can watch the Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
BB in Texas, then Dennis. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Alex. It's a pleasure to speak with you again. I love your Sunday show. I love that you allow for more open lines. And let me preface, no one has screened me or scanned me before I called in today.
Nope, nobody really screens the calls unless we're on a special topic, and then we'll say only call in on certain issues. So what's on your mind?
I turned a couple of friends of mine on to you because you and I have spoken before, and I really believe that you are telling the truth as you may see it. It may be the right truth, it may be the wrong truth, but I believe that it is your personal truth that you are giving us here with all of your might. So I was scrolling through my Facebook post today, and this friend that I turned on to you had a very disparaging article from one of your detractors, and I'm going to refrain from using his name, I don't want to give them any press.
I don't even know. I get attacked by the White House, for heaven's sakes. I got attacked by Time Magazine. I'm not even worried about it. I mean, look, listen, no one has to go off what I say. They can go look at what I'm saying at the actual information. You don't have to trust what I'm saying. You can go, when I say former head of Al-Qaeda says CIA runs group, that's in major newspapers in the Middle East going public admitting that ISIS is Western run. But I mean that's I'm just covering that. When I say there's drones operating, I'm just covering it. When my reporters go down and show that the Border Patrol is busing the illegals in, 3 weeks later the Border Patrol is admitting it. It's not about Alex Jones. It's much bigger than me. But go ahead.
I agree with that. I hate to almost mention this for fear. I'm apprehensive that your head is going to blow up.
No, but I don't even care, ma'am. It's like I knew where you were going when you said, no one screened my call, and everyone says the calls are fake to your show. Who cares what detractors say? I know, who cares?
They're totally not.
I mean, who cares?
Why is this just an effort to discredit you, do you think? I mean, because you are.
Yes, it's cognitive infiltration, Cass Sunstein in the White House. I don't know specifically what you're talking about, but, I mean, every claim you can imagine is made on a daily basis against me. And they do this to new media people. New people start websites all the time or talk shows, and then the feds attack them through a provocateur, and then they respond and fight all day. Ignore it, move on warning the people, and we'll change the world together. I don't care what they say about me. Quite frankly, I love it. I don't know what it is you're calling about, but I'm done talking about it. Thank you, BB. Dennis in Colorado. We got to move quick through these calls. You're on the air, Dennis.
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Just a comment I want to make is that, people, my mentor taught me that people of America should fight for what they believe in, and every other country should fight for what they believe in. Really, it is a factor.
Well, I mean, we need to fight for basic property rights, family rights, right to defense, local control. We're a conquered nation. That's why the system is undermining every check and balance. That's why the prosperity is disappearing.
That's exactly true. And, I live in Colorado, and I watch these cops pull over illegals. They walk up, see they're illegal, and walk away. But boy, that's
because, exactly. No, it's admitted. Because they want the illegals here. We are the target. We are the chumps that comply. Stop complying. The system is alien. The government is a fraud. I'm not saying the average cop is bad, but they work for a power structure that is here to destroy this country. It's totally illegitimate. I get checked by the Border Patrol. Illegals don't. Great point.
And I tell them whenever I get pulled over, I got pulled over for an expired tag, and I said, don't you got more things to do, like get the illegals? He didn't have nothing to say.
Yeah, the cops back off real quick because they all know it's a fraud. They're freaked out as well. I mean, I've talked to the prosecutors in Austin. They've come to my studios privately. We've talked, I'm not going to say names, but high-level prosecutors at Travis County. They go, no, it's all true. We are to legalize them all. They're allowed to drink and drive, have illegal guns. They're above the law. I mean, they let rapists go, folks. I mean, this is the end of the country. Because they've got to incentivize everybody coming here to bankrupt it. It's just incredible. Thank you so much, Dennis. Joe in Texas, go ahead.
Alex.
Yes, sir.
You're right about the fraud, and one of the frauds that just won't go away is this ignorant carbon tax controls and mitigation. I went to you hosted one of my articles 5 years ago, Hoax of the Century. I've written about 100 articles at dozens and dozens of websites. I went to the Heartland Conference in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And James Dillingpole was there, and he was very interested in doing a Texas tour. He said, I just don't know how to set one up. I said, let me call my good friend Alex.
Yeah, we'll call Dillingpole. We'd love to have him in studio here.
Get a multi-city tour so that people can talk to him in person and maybe do some panel discussion on this. This is
For those that don't know, it's a big private banker tax on all human activity. They're exempt. It's a carbon tax, literally owned by Obama, George Soros, Al Gore, the Queen of England, and others. I'm not kidding, folks. Google Queen of England carbon tax, Soros carbon tax. Anything I said, look it up. London Guardian, the Rothschilds own it. Under the carbon tax, it's already been put in outside of law through a lot of our regulations. Al Gore gets your money. I mean, what a scam. I appreciate your call, brother. Good points. Mike in Texas, go ahead.
Hello, Alex. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling. I'm hell-bent to take all these calls. Go ahead.
Okay, look, we're trying to organize what I call a meeting at the mansion. We're trying to organize getting together to go down to the governor's mansion in Austin. You know, they're at 1010 Colorado. And
oh, yeah, Rick Perry should be mobilizing the state guard. He should be calling out Obama for purposely shipping the illegals in. Instead, he's not doing any of that.
Well, we're trying to organize a meeting at the mansion. It's at 1010 Colorado. We're trying to do this for Thursday. People can go to my website, TAS4A.org, or take a stand for America on Facebook, and that'll give you a link to sign up. We need everybody we can get out there to show up on Perry's front lawn to get him to do something about this problem at the border.
Does he live in the mansion, though, or does he still live out in Westlake?
I'm not sure, but we...
Well, look, I'll put you on hold, and I'll get your name and number, but you're absolutely right. We should be all over Perry, who the neocons are praising. Look how he put down Obama. He's winning. He's like, gee, Obama, you're trying, but you don't know the border like I do. We got a problem down here. A problem. They're engineering opening the border. The Border Patrol now is the Illegal Immigrant Importation Agency. On record. That's not just me saying it. It's now the Border Patrol saying it. And Rick Perry needs to be on that. But he won't do it. He wants the North American Union as well. Don't forget all the stuff Perry did. And believe me, I want Perry to do the right thing. It's just that it's incredible. Carl in Washington, go ahead.
Hey, Alex, can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I'm calling back because I had to get this to you. But we took a camping trip this last week, and we were in what's called the Okanagan. It runs up into Canada. It's one of the most sparsely populated areas of the country.
Sure. What happened?
Lake Bonaparte. We were camped there, and about 1.5 miles up the lake is a Boy Scout camp. And I would say there's probably 200 kids up there.
Sure, what happened? What'd you see?
It's what I heard from there. And it was chants and stuff that I've been around Boy Scouts, and this has never been part of the program. And
sure, what was it, like socialist or communist?
Yes, and it was... They did it 3 times a day. Right after Reveille, they had a regular trumpet that you could hear.
What would they say?
And I couldn't tell because it was so loud and blended, but it wasn't.
No, I hear you. Listen, just search engine. Boy Scouts work for Homeland Security. Same thing in Canada. They've been federalized. I'm not saying they're bad, but it's like everything's being taken over. I got to move quick here. Susan in South Dakota, go ahead.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I have 2 points to make.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The first point is that I've only heard Ted Cruz talk about repealing the 17th Amendment. I think that's really important. So
senators should be appointed by the legislatures to make them creatures of the state. That's right. We don't have states without the senators being appointed by the legislature.
And then we could keep the president accountable also. You know, by extension.
Absolutely. Senators are their own little imperial criminals, and the states are supposed to be co-equal. Great point.
And the second point is that I'd like to send a message to all our elected public servants that all the U.S. senators and representatives and the mayors of large Clinton don't care about you, and they will throw you out with the trash.
Oh, they know that. The average person, though, has never been through any type of serious crisis, so they're just unconscious. They're just a bunch of go along, get along cowards. But don't worry. I mean, a main event's coming up. Their mettle will be tested.
Alex